Verve, online devotional videos.
It's our Verve journey through the pastoral epistles, 1 Timothy, 2 Timothy, and Titus. And we're going to bring to you just some nuggets, some verses that just stand out to us as a pastoral staff. And the first verse I go to is found in the first chapter of 1 Timothy, and it's verse 6. Paul has said to Timothy, remember who I am, I'm an apostle, and I walk by Jesus Christ. And then he says to Timothy, you are my true child. And he tells Timothy, man, I am connected to you, and I trust in you, and I love you, Timothy. And then he begins to give Timothy these commands. And this is one of the first commands or warnings that Paul gives to Timothy. And we'd go, I don't know if I would have started there. But Paul starts there, and it's powerful. It's found in 1 Timothy chapter 1, verse 6. He says, Timothy, some men have strayed from these things, from caring about the house of God, from doing the things that God wants done. Some men have strayed from these things and turned aside to fruitless discussion. 1 Timothy chapter 1, verse 6. Timothy, there are people out there and they know what they're supposed to do, but they forget what they're supposed to do because they turn aside to fruitless discussions. They get caught up in things that don't matter. They get caught up in trivia. They get caught up in what ifs and what about that and what does this mean? And they chase after things that just don't matter. And so what happens is it's not a large satanic attack that shoves the church aside, but it's our minds drifting away from what's important, going to the unimportant. And Paul says to Timothy, you need to be careful, Timothy. Keep what's first things first in your brain. Keep what's first in your brain. Keep what's important in your brain. Understand the difference between urgent and important, and don't walk off in areas that just don't matter. What's the answer to that? I don't know, but I do know what I'm supposed to do. I do know that I'm supposed to advance the house of God. I do know that I'm supposed to love. I do know how I'm supposed to walk. Do what you know and don't get caught up in trivial matters. Churches today have been destroyed and are being destroyed when they get caught up in things that just don't matter. Fulfill the commission and love like Christ loved. Forgive like Christ forgive. Walk like Christ walk. That's what matters. And all the other stuff doesn't matter at all. Don't trip over the outside stuff. Do the inside stuff. That's the difference making. And that's Paul's message to Timothy as he starts to pastor his church.
Verve, devotional videos to your inbox.